The Arizona Cardinals no longer employ DeAndre Hopkins. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the All Cardinals podcast. Go to follow our work at allcardinals.com or si.com/NFL/Cardinals. And the DeAndre Hopkins saga in Arizona is finally over. The team did officially release him today. No other words or sentiments in the official statement released by the Cardinals. Just flat out, hey, we released DeAndre Hopkins. Sorry about it. And I think this concludes a very, very long saga that began, I think, in the initial stages of the offseason, a couple of days after the 2022 regular season ended. Cliff Kingsbury was fired, and you start to saw a little bit of leaks and reports. One of those was the team was planning on trading DeAndre Hopkins. And to be honest, it felt like a split was inevitable, right? I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is on the wrong side of 30. The injury history, his 6-game suspension last year, his contract, all of that really played a part in the Cardinals wanting him off the roster as they begin this rebuild. And for Hopkins, I mean, you're still looking for one last sliver of a contract, and you also want to play for a Super Bowl contending team. A split kind of just seemed inevitable, right? And, there were rumors and speculation leading up throughout the entire offseason, from the NFL Combine to the 2023 NFL Draft. A lot of interested teams, but really no move was ultimately made. And the Cardinals do end up releasing him. And I do want to bring up what that means with the salary cap wise, because pre-June 1st, which is what we are currently at, the Cardinals are going to be $21.07 million in dead money. They will save $8.91 million against the cap. Post June 1st cutter trade would have netted them $10.5 million in dead money and $19.5 million in cap savings. So you start to ask the question, why release Hopkins now, especially if they are going to be 1 week away from hitting that June 1st deadline and saving themselves a whole bunch of money. As one of my awesome Twitter followers pointed out, the Cardinals already used their post-June 1st designations for the release of J.J. Watt and Rodney Hudson to help spread some of that salary cap relief up. The Cardinals were ultimately hoping to get a trade partner for DeAndre Hopkins. That fell very, very flat. Ultimately, they were looking to shed some cap space and looking forward to moving the rebuild in 2024 the right direction. Monty Ossenfort, the new general manager, has done things by the book since he first started to take over the organization. Didn't pay Budda Baker, didn't cave into the demands of DeAndre Hopkins, didn't sign a whole lot of free agents, wheeled and dealed in the 2024 NFL Draft. The end game for the Cardinals was always going to be 2024 and beyond, and I think we saw that with the Hopkins release. Now, obviously, there's a whole bunch of different teams, locations, landing spots, whatever you want to call them, for DeAndre Hopkins. He said, quote, "What I want is stable management upstairs. That's something I haven't really had the last couple of years of my career, coming from Houston and then to Arizona. A quarterback who loves the game, a quarterback who brings everybody on board with him, not just himself, but everybody around him, and a great defense. A great defense wins championships." Now, Hopkins will probably have to rework some kind of lesser value for his contract. That's why teams ultimately didn't want to trade for him, on top of his age and the off-the-field stuff as well. But it looks like he's going to have to take a little bit less money, but now he is free to negotiate with any team he wants with himself. And if you're the Cardinals, you're going to see guys such as maybe Greg Dortch and Michael Wilson, maybe even Zach Pascal step up and almost fill that role. Marquise Brown now steps into that wide receiver one role. It's a very, very big day for the Arizona Cardinals as they continue the rebuild and transition into not 2023, but looking forward, trying to build something beyond this season. One of the chopping blocks was DeAndre Hopkins. Let us know in the comments. What do you think? Should they have cut DeAndre Hopkins? Should they have tried to trade DeAndre Hopkins a little bit more? Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in to another quick episode of the All Cardinals podcast. Go and subscribe to all of our stuff. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all of that great stuff, and we will see you next time.